Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Tech OG, representing those tech lovers who are age 40 and up. And in this video I want to talk about the games that I play on my phone. I know there's a whole bunch of games out there, but since, like I said, I'm an OG, been around for a minute, the games that I like to play are on emulators. And so games that are like what? Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Turbographx 16, Neo Geo Arcade, Nintendo Wii, even though it's not that old, but it's still considered old, so there's an emulator for that. So yep, I like to play a lot of those type of games, especially on the go. I do have a PC that has emulators and I can play it on the PC, but like I said, if I'm traveling and don't have my PC with me, then I like to play myself on my phone. And I've been through a lot of different phones, a lot of different joysticks to get what I call the perfect setup. At one point, well, I bought this many years ago. It's a SteelSeries free controller that I got for my iPhone. And on the iPhone, when you jailbreak it, you can play emulators or put emulators and play games on those. And I bought this. Actually, this part here doesn't come with it, but I bought this to use with it because when I'm playing games, I like to have the touch and feel of a joystick. I don't like using touchscreen. I can't control characters and things like that on just using touchscreen. So I like to have a physical controller. So I bought the SteelSeries controller. I buy them used. When I saw the price for new, I think it was like $60 new. I could not swallow that cost, even though I could, but I didn't want to. So I think I got my very first one for $20. And I saved it for a while. And one thing that, like I said, I like about touch or controllers is just the feel of buttons and knowing that when I press right, character goes right, things like that. But one thing I didn't like was at the time, well, like I said, this part didn't come with it, and I'll explain this in a minute. When you're playing your games, you gotta set your phone down in order to play. So that's like basically playing on a computer. So I didn't really use the SteelSeries a lot. And so through research, I found this controller. This is this is made by a company called 8BitDo, a Chinese company. And this controller is the, what is this one? The SN30 Pro. SN30 Pro. I think that's the full name of it. And yeah, it has the same colors as the regular Nintendo Entertainment System joystick or gamepad. But what's cool about this is it got 4 buttons like you would have on the PS3, PS4, or Xbox One controller. 2 analog joysticks with the clickable L3 and R3. Directional pad, start, stop. Select to start, and the L1, R1, L2, R2. So it has a whole bunch of buttons that you can configure through the emulator to play the games that you want to play. So this is what I really like this controller. Play this and have this and use. Actually, it's compatible with a lot of different devices. Compatible with Android, pressing this button and the pairing button. At first it was compatible with Apple devices, but through updates it's now compatible with the Nintendo Switch. And I actually had a Switch, paired it to the Switch, and I can confirm that it actually works and works very well. So it works like I said with the Nintendo Switch, works with Android. If you download the first firmware for this controller, you can install it backwards compatible with both firmwares, where this can pair with Apple devices. And it can also pair with PC devices and Mac computers. So this is basically a wonderful, great all-in-one, works with everything control. Oh, and it can work also with, I believe, the PS4, if I believe, but I definitely know the PS3. And I'm not sure about the Xbox, but because it's Windows based, it might be able to pair with the Xbox. I'm not sure about that, but like I said, I'm definitely sure about what I've already mentioned, and I just mainly use this with my phone. And what's cool about it is this little harness that you have to buy separately. This is $10, and usually when I make purchases, they're all through Amazon, so you can look it up. Hopefully pretty soon I'll be able to leave links in my description so I can give you links of the devices that I buy so that you can find them easily if you're interested in buying them for yourself. What's cool about the harness? Boom. Look at that. Doesn't really fall off. You don't normally turn your phone upside down, but as you can see, it doesn't really fall unless you shake it pretty hard, but works pretty doggone well. Now, one thing I didn't like about this controller and this harness is that when I'm packing, I mean, yeah, you can take the harness and stuff off, but I would just want to be able to just lay it flat, because if you lay this in the bag, of course it's not flat, and I don't want anything protruding out of my bag. And so that came down to this controller right here. This one I mentioned in another video before. This one is called the Wii controller. And what's cool about this is, I mean, it doesn't have the clickable L3 and R3, but it does have your 4 buttons here and your 4 shoulder buttons. So you got your L1, R1, L2, R2. And what's really cool about this one, over this one, even though this one is really good, I really would suggest this for anybody who has more than one system and want to just be able to pair it to all of your systems. But what's cool about this, because like I said, I'm just going to use this for my phone. The best thing about this controller, it lasts up to, get this, 80 hours on a full charge. 80 full hours on a full charge. You can't beat that with a stick. I think this one right here is about up to 8 hours. Get that. I want 80 hours, so you can just turn it on, be ready to go, ready to play your game. And so I do have a case on here, and I mentioned in one video that this is a minimalist case, and the reason why I got it is because I wanted to be able to make sure that even in a case, a phone would fit inside of the controller. So as you can see, even though I got some stuff taped on the back, it still fits. And let's do the upside down test. There you go. So it sits firmly into the case. If you don't have all this stuff like I have at the back of my case, and I'll explain why I got that later, it'll fit nice and flush in the case, so you don't have to worry about the phone sliding out as you're playing some of your most intense games. And so in this video, I just want to mainly show you the emulators that I use, and maybe in a future video, if you're interested in my specs and how I configure the emulators to play my games. Basically, I got my information from other people and other videos on YouTube, and if I do put out a configuration video, I'll give shout outs to everybody that I have looked at on YouTube as far as getting their specs for my phone to play the games that I play. So again, this is going to be showing you the emulators that I mainly have, and actually I can just talk about that a little bit before I show you some gameplay. So as far as, oops, that's not the one, emulators, here we go. As far as emulators that I have, so I got Game Boy Advance, that's GBA, Game Boy Color, another emulator, Nintendo Entertainment System. I can't remember the name of this emulator that I have for GBA. Oh, it's GBA.emu. A lot of the EMU or .emu emulators, I would suggest getting those over all the other ones. And I say that because if you have a controller, for the most part, and I think even with the SN30 Pro, and I said SN30 Pro earlier in the video, it's actually the NES 30 Pro. With that one, when you pair the controller to your phone, it will instantly work with the emulator. So I might as well just show you an example of that. So I'm just going to turn it on. I think it's on. Press this button. That's the Bluetooth button that shows that it's on. And let me show you that I didn't do any other configurations. Turn it when you press down. Look at that, it instantly works with the emulator. That is what I'm talking about. Now I did configure my buttons to play the games that I want. Like I said, what's cool about this is that it just instantly works with the emulator. So the .emu emulators. It might work with other emulators. I'm not sure if they work right out the box, but I know with the .emu's it does with that. So the GB is .emu, GBC, that is also .emu. The NES emulator that I have, that's .emu. MAME. This one is another emulator where the controller instantly pairs and works with the emulator. So this one is the MAME. Focus here. Please focus. There we go, MAME Droid. It's the red one. There's two different MAME emulators in the Play Store. Get the red one. Get the red one and it will work, no problem. Let's see what else. Sega Genesis, that's also, this one's called MD.emu in the Play Store. And a lot of the EMUs, there's free ones and there's paid ones. I bought the paid ones because I don't like the advertisements. The PSP emulator is called a PPSSPP. I bought the gold one because, like I said, I don't like the ads. Happy Chick, for those you know about Happy Chick, this is really, really awesome because you can also pair the controller with a couple of button presses, 1 or 2 button presses, instantly pairs with it. And what's cool about Happy Chick, it has, well, it's a, you can say online type of emulator, where, I mean, with the app, it has the emulators already embedded in it, and you can download games from the app. So that's what I really like about this one. I'll show you real quick. I didn't even open it. I didn't even play it. I didn't even use it yet. Cool. Skip. There we go. So real quick, you can fight. No, I don't want to go to fight. This is made a little differently. I gotta learn more about the way that this is on the Android phone, because for the iPhone, it was a little bit different, where it had a search bar, or how can I put it? I guess maybe I could just type in the game. Pokemon. Get the Pokemon games. Press this, it'll give you different types of Pokemon games for the title that you typed in. And what you can do is, for this game right here, this one is a Nintendo 64 game where you press get and it will download. You can download the game right from this app. So whatever game you download it, and then you will go to the emulator, play the game. This is so much. I gotta still learn this. This is crazy. Go to the emulator. Where are the emulators? I'm not sure, but it's going to work. So probably in another video, I will show you how this one works. Not too familiar with how to use it too much on an Android device. So let me go on. Sega Master System. That's what SMS means. Sega Master System and Game Gear, made by Sega. That's that one right there. I think I configured a controller to use with it. Turbo G, that is Turbographx 16. I have another NES emulator. This one is the Retro NES. Now, I like this one because it has cheats embedded in the emulator. It doesn't have the best cheats, but it does have cheats already in there, so you can just get started. So if you are playing a game and you don't have as much time to play, like I don't have as much time to play, put in a couple cheats, beat the game. Yeah, I know that's a little off, and no, that's not showing your true skills as a gamer, but hey, sometimes you need to do it, and I'm not ashamed of using them. I don't use cheats online. I only use it for my own personal use. So if I'm playing online, if If I get beat, I got beat because I'm not good. On my SNES emulator, this one right here, this one is the Retro SNES, Super Retro. And this one also has cheats embedded in it. That's what I like about this one. So I gotta keep on going inside. Oh, and this one right here, oh, I discovered this emulator a week before I decided to get the phone. And this emulator is a PS2 emulator. What is it called? What's it called? The Damon PS2 Pro. Yeah, I bought this for $10. I know this had a lot of controversy at first when it was in the Play Store. The premise was the person that made this emulator, I guess, used specs from the PCSX2 emulator that was made for the PC without their permission, and so they got a little ticked off. He took the emulator out of the store, and he said that he was going to bring it back to the store once he had things ironed out with the PCSX2 people and Google. So I found this emulator back in the store last week. I think it was last week, Wednesday. I'm not sure. Wednesday or Thursday, one of those 2 days. And when I saw it in there, I instantly bought the $10 one so that I can play my PS2 games on the go. That is, in my opinion, one of the best reasons to get an Android phone, because you will not find this emulator for iPhone jailbroken at all. Period. End of story. Sega Saturn emulator, Nintendo 64 emulator, Dreamcast emulator, and this emulator, this one is a Dolphin emulator. I call it Wii Q because it plays Nintendo Wii and Nintendo GameCube games. And these three on the bottom, I just downloaded those because I want to try them out, but these are the main ones that I'm going to show you in the video. Oh, and I forgot to mention inside the phone, I have a coveted 400 gigabyte micro SD card to put every game that I want to play on here. Don't have to worry about switching things out, and still, if I still needed space for games and I run out of space, I got this doohickey. So you got the OTG, the on-the-go adapter, and on the back I got a Samsung 128 gigabyte fit flash drive to play my game. So I got more than enough space to play more than enough games anytime I want to play. And without further ado, I'm gonna have the gameplay. to mention that this emulator here, the Sega Saturn emulator, this one does not work with Bluetooth controllers, so you gotta use touchscreen. Alright, that was a taste of the emulators that I have on my phone. Show you that they all work. They all work seamlessly with this wonderful controller. And again, it runs up to 80 hours on one charge. And just in case, like I said, if I needed charge for my phone, I got this nice little extended battery or portable battery that I got from Amazon. This is the iWalk 3300 mAh battery. So right to the bottom of the phone to give me extra juice when I need it. Wonderful contraption, not too big, not too heavy. Keep the gameplay going for hours and hours and days to come. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends about it. And I hope to see you in my next video.